Yo, it's your boy Unique Mind. Real quick, y'all. Comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell on the side and click all and follow your boy. Man, I'm in a bathtub right now. So I'm just gonna tell you, I'm in a bathtub, relaxing, getting my self-love and my self-care in. But my higher self is talking to me, and I'm gonna continue to let my higher self communicate with y'all. You know, my higher self is talking about conscious level 1 through 4 and even higher. So I'm gonna let my higher self go ahead and continue this conversation because we've been having a great conversation in this bathtub. I've been in this bathtub for about 5 minutes and my higher self has been going. And my higher self was like, you know what? Record this. Let's make a video. And I said, you know what? Let's do it. So here we go. Go ahead. Continue, higher self. Yeah, you know, as I was sharing, you know, when it comes to these conscious levels. See, a lot of people, like, you go through conscious level 1, 2, 3, and 4. You know, I don't want to get entirely into it because it requires a longer video. And I want to keep it simple. So here's the thing. When you start out at birth, you start out at a conscious level 4. Conscious level 4 pretty much is you already see this life for what it is because why? You are sin-free when you are a baby. Before you get those, what do I want to call it? Before you get those Vaseline, let's say that Vaselines and tune-ups, before you get that as a baby, and then you continue to get the Vaseline and you get certain type of, let's call it court shots. Before you get those, when you're getting those court shots, you know, you make it that basketball court shots and you get that continuously as a baby, as a child, as a teenager, even as a grown adult. When you continue to get those basketball court shots, what happens is you are already programmed throughout your life. You see what I'm saying? So now you go from conscious level 4 as a newborn baby, because as a newborn baby, you're sin-free. You already know this world for what it is. But you came back down here because you asked to come back down here consciously. Our highest conscious gene mother brought us down here because we said we want to be a galactic being on Earth. So we are brought down here on Earth, which is our school. This is one of our planets. And this is our school. Earth is our school. So once you go and get the basketball court shots and you get the Vaselines and you get tune-ups throughout your life, you are already programmed to this system. Then after birth, you start decreasing down to a conscious level 3. A conscious level 3, you still see this world for what it is. You see what I'm saying? You still see this world for what it is. But what happens is you start to contradict yourself. Because you realize throughout your life, like throughout your childhood, you question your parents. You question your teachers. You see this world for what it is as a child. But then your parents, they're so damn programmed because they're on conscious level 1. So they program you to go to school. They program you to go to kindergarten, preschool, first grade, all up to 5th grade. This is what they program you to do. Then they program you to go to church, become religious. Most of the time, you don't even have a choice to become religious and reading the Bible, but you're still questioning. Wait a minute, why is God a he? How come we call God Jesus? So sometimes they say Jesus is God's son. But it's both the he. So when they say Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, where is the mother? You see what I'm saying? Why do we have to go to church every Sunday? And then your parents are like, you just gotta go. You know, you're gonna be religious. You know, this is what you're gonna do. They force it on you. See, parents normally don't give you an option, especially if they're conscious level 1 parents. Maybe a conscious level 2, they will give you an option because we're going to go to that. But a conscious level 1 of parents, they're not going to give you the option. They're going to force religion. They're going to force the Bible. They're going to force church. They're going to force Kingdom Hall if you are a Jehovah's Witness, or they're going to force whatever religion that they're in. that they've been programmed to go to. That's why it's all a generational cycle. Parents, children, grandparents. It's all a generational cycle to be programmed in this matrix, aka metaverse. So that's what happens when you're on conscious level 3. You're on conscious level 3, you see everything for what it is. And that, as a child, you automatically see that from conscious level 4, conscious level 3. And then the more you are programmed, you drop down to 2. Dropping down to 2, you still see this world for what it is, but now you're questioning everything because you are curious. Children are naturally curious, especially carbonated. Now, mankind children, hybrid race children, they are curious too, but we are way more curious. Why? Because the real information is in our DNA, RNA, and then as a child, automatically we have DEA. DEA, before we get the basketball court shots, we get the Vaselines, and we get those tune-ups. Automatically at conscious level 4, you have your third strain of ghost DEA. But then you drop all the way down to 2. So now you're questioning things like, why do we gotta go to school? Why do we go to school? Why do we have to go to college, Mom? What does this mean? You know what I'm saying? Who's that? Why is he why is their skin black? Why are their skin white? You ask those questions. Why are there different people? Why do we look different? But what does the parents do? They usually say, I can't talk about this right now, or don't worry about that. Most parents disregard their children, which is why they drop all the way down to what? Conscious level 1. Conscious level 1 is when you are completely programmed. And remember, this all happens in a timely manner. In the gift of time, this all happens in a timely manner. So now you go from conscious level 2 all the way down to 1. 1 is when you are programmed completely. You don't ask no questions. You are basically a zombie as a child, as a teenager, and as a grown adult, and you are even more of a zombie as grandparents or as older folks that they call us in this matrix. They say that we are older. See, we have been programmed so much. So when you're at conscious level 2, you believe everything. You shut up and comply. You shut up and listen. You don't ask questions. Whatever we teach you, that's what it is. You go to church and you're like, wait a minute. You start asking religious questions because you start thinking outside of this box. First, you think outside of the box when you're conscious level 2. So you're thinking outside of the box and you're asking questions. They're like, well, that's just what they said in the Bible. That's why God had prophets. That's why they had people to come down here. The religion is the truth. And you're like, that's not even a response that I wanted to hear. I want you to tell me what I need to hear, not tell me what I want to hear. That's what happens when you're at conscious level 2. You want them to tell you what you need to hear instead of telling you what you want to hear. But what happens is you ask so much questions and it makes people uncomfortable. It makes your parents uncomfortable. It makes your teachers uncomfortable. It makes your grandparents uncomfortable. It makes the government uncomfortable. It makes religious people uncomfortable. It makes the pastor uncomfortable. It makes your siblings uncomfortable. The more questions you ask, the more they feel uncomfortable. So most people are just comfortable at staying at a 1. But see, what happens is you drop all the way down from a 4 to a 1 because you've been programmed, right? And now you're starting to unprogram yourself because you're starting to see things. You realize you are the black sheep of the family. That's what they call it in this matrix, right? The black sheep of the family, which means you feel like the outsider, which means that because parents and this whole entire metaverse, this whole system, right? They're so great. They are professionals at gaslighting. So at conscious level 1, you're not going to really realize because you're not consciously awakened. So they're such professional at gaslighting you, calling you crazy. Don't believe that. Believe this. Believe this. What my parents taught me. This is how my parents raised us. Your grandparents, they raised me and your father. This is how we're going to raise you too. So this is what they do. They program This is how you're going to be raised. Don't ask any questions. Shut up and listen to our authority. See, where did they get authority from? This matrix, this system. Because it's all a generational breakdown. That's all it is. It's to break you down of your conscious levels. So then they say, we're all the same. So when children ask, what's racism? Why are there different color of people? They say, well, that's just how it is. Like there's different people. So now people think they're black and white, black and Asian, black and Indian, Italian and white, Italian and Mexican, Hispanics, all these different nationalities. Everybody thinks now there's certain nationality. Well, my great grandma is Italian, so I have part Italian in me. I'm part black because I'm white and I got a white. You see what I'm saying? But here's the truth of it all. The truth of it all, the carbonated woman started all these different nationalities because they crossbred her through mixed breeding or raping. And then third, they just started genetically modifying. So that's why you have genetically GMO people. And you know who started it to begin with? Baphomet. Baphomet is who started this because he's the real Jesus Christ. He is the one that manipulated us since conscious level 4. So we are the true, the so-called black people, right? The black woman and the black man. We are the true, the real mothers and fathers of this people planet. Because this is our planet. So all these different nationalities, rebirth y'all. Because no matter if you are white Caucasian and you have a baby, you're a white Caucasian woman, and you have a baby with a so-called black man, you are automatically so-called black, but you have mixed DNA. That's why they programmed to make us think that having mixed babies is the right thing to do. This is not no racism. This is not no hatred. This is not no disrespect. Look in your DNA. Find out, people, all y'all who get upset when we start talking about this, find out what's in your DNA RNA. Find out how you have multiple cells. Find out how the original people of this planet, we work off one single cell, and then we collectively, our cells, our red blood cells collectively start working together. Mankind, hybrid race, y'all have multiple cells because that's how y'all cells work. Especially when you have white blood cells, it works just like that. They all have to work together. They all need each other to work together. Our original people, our cells don't need each other to entirely work together, but they choose to work together. Because why? Even in our DNA, RNA, we have free will and willpower. So our blood cells work off free will and willpower, which means that they are strong by themselves. But our blood cells are immaculate, extraordinary, galactic when they work together. It all starts with your DNA, RNA, and then eventually you activate your third strand of DEA. And that's what our sun brother is doing outside because the UV radiation is increasing exponentially. So if you are original and you want a conscious level 1 and 2, you're not going to make it because you're too damn programmed and you probably got the Vaseline and you're too damn programmed because you gaslight people who are trying to remind you. We're not here to be your teachers. Once we consciously wake up to who we are and we at a conscious level 3 and 4 and we realize that we are originals. We are the mother and father of this planet. This is one of our homes. And you realize what's in our DNA, RNA, which is nature. Our real earth, our real school is nature. That's our real school. Eating from the foods of life. Connecting with wildlife, not regular animals, not genetically modified animals. We are connected to wildlife because we are all on one frequency. The trees, the leaves, the plants, that's us. The wildlife, the dirt, the soil, that's us. The stars in the sky, aka souls, because we live in a solar system. SOULER. Not SOLAR, SOULER. We live in a solar system. That's why when the original people, we don't pass away. We don't die. We transition back up there into the stars, to the firmament, to the oceans of water above us, the real sky that has multiple colors. This is a multi-universe. This is not just one universe. This is a multi-universe. So at nighttime, when y'all think the sky is black or y'all think the sky is dark, that's because they got the Project Bluebeam working out. But once they open up the ozone flare, once the ozone opens up completely, you're going to see all the planets out there. The real plantation. This is not a planet. This is a plantation. And you're going to see all the planets. And you're going to see the sky is a multicolor, not just one solid color. It's not dark at nighttime and it's not blue during the day. It's purple, green, red, orange, blue, dark. It's a multicolor. And so when you consciously wake up to who you are, you break the program generational cycle. You break the generational cycle. You're now, because this is what you're supposed to do before you have children. Before you have children, you're supposed to know who you are. The first universal law is learning thyself. Number one, you should learn who you are, but they don't teach you that. So before you procreate children, you should know who you are, where you came from, what's in your DNA, RNA. You're supposed to know that right off the bat. Or before you have children. So that way, your carbonated woman, because we also stick to our species. Let me go back to that real quick. So-called black people, we should stick together. Mankind, y'all should stick together. You should only stick together to your reflections. So if you are brown skin, dark skin, you're darker, you have carbon in your skin, you are nature in your blood, you know what's inside of your blood, your DNA, RNA, and then you know you're going to activate that third strand of DEA, and you're eating from the foods of life, we supposed to stick together. Mankind, stick with y'all people. Hybrid race, stick with y'all people. Reptilians, aliens, and demons, you stick with your people. Underground race, stick with your people. Mankind, stick with your people. Original carbonated people, we stick with our reflections. That's why we're in the age of Aquarius. That's why the UV radiation is getting hotter exponentially. The UV radiation is getting hotter because we are going through the great separation. So everybody who like, as I mentioned before, once you consciously wake up to who you are, carbonated men, carbonated women. First, carbonated women. Carbonated women are supposed to wake up before the carbonated men. Because why? Carbonated women, you are the real creation of life. So we follow you. We don't get on our hands and knees and worship you. We appreciate, value, love, and respect you as well. So it's the carbonated women supposed to wake up before the carbonated men. And then you're supposed to breathe life into us. You're supposed to be reminding us who we are and that we're supposed to be together. Because carbonated women, y'all are the creations of life. Carbonated men, we are the builders. Once the creator and the builder comes together, we procreate original carbonated beings. We procreate nature. We procreate son children. Ultimately, we supposed to procreate son children. Carbonated people, we supposed to be procreating son children. We're not procreating mixed children. We don't supposed to do that. Because why? The UV radiation is going to our sun brother in the sky, and Mother Universe is going to let you know, going to show you better than they can tell you. We don't supposed to be mixed breeding. We don't supposed to. Everybody's only supposed to stick to their own species. Because what happens is your DNA, RNA becomes tainted. Now you have animal DNA in you. Animal DNA. Everything is tainted. Once they program you since birth, your whole life becomes tainted and you got to get that back. You got to get your life back. You got to get your power back. You got to realize that we are the true people of this planet. This is one of our homes. We are the real cosmos. We're from the cosmos. And everything on this earth, no. Everything in metaverse is in reverse of the cosmos. That's all it is. It's in reverse of the cosmos. So if they tell you to be religious, you actually supposed to be in nature. Religion, aka nature. God is a he, God is a man, right? AKA the carbonated woman. Because the carbonated woman, she is the only woman that has stem cells. Stem cells means that when her third strain of DEA, deoxy etheric acid, that's what it is. When her third strain of DEA activates, the carbonated woman, she goes back to asexual, which means that she won't need carbonated men. She don't need us to create a baby. She's able to procreate a baby on her own. That's why we say original. We don't say back in the days. We say back in the original days. That's what the solar flares in the sky, the UV radiation, UVA, UVB, and UVC is activating our third strain of DEA. As long as we don't get Vaseline, as long as we don't get tune-ups, as long as we eat it from the foods of life, as long as we working out, as long as we are consciously at a higher, we are maintaining at a higher conscious level, and we open up our pineal gland, and we are teaching, not even teaching, we are reminding our people, our own species, our own carbonated species, as long as we are reminding each other of who we are, and we are able to feed each other's soul, because we have souls. Once we are able to feed each other's souls, then we have waken up truly to who we are. That means that you don't give a damn about bills, taxes, mortgages, gas, unhealthy food. You know what I'm saying? Trying to buy land because you know this is your land. This is our planet. This is one of our planets. Why would we have to buy land on our own planet? You don't support this system. So what you do now, once you consciously have your awakening, you utilize this system. Utilize it to find out who you are and start detaching yourself. You're still going to pay bills. You're still going to pay taxes. But now what you're going to do, you're going to pay it on your own terms. And you're not going to allow them to manipulate you, gaslight you, blackmail, put pressure on you, try to force you to tell you you got to do everything in this matrix or we're going to send you to prison or jail. No, because once you wake up to who you are consciously, they have no control over you. This system, Baphomet, the real Jesus, he's scared. He's scared now. Because once you wake up to who you are, he cannot control you. Because why? You are maintaining at a higher frequency, a higher vibration. Your energy may fluctuate because you're still in this matrix. So your energy may fluctuate a little bit, but you are always going to maintain at a 3 and a 4 conscious level, which is a higher frequency, a higher vibration. And your pineal gland is open. Pineal gland just means that you see this earth, like you see this system, this metaverse for what it is. You see mankind and the underground race for who they are. You know how to read between the lines. You read subliminal messages very well because it's called laws of the universe. They have to give you the truth and they have to give you a lie at the same time. You just got to put it in subliminal messages. You got to separate the truth and a lie. You know what? If they say this, they mean this. They're completely lying. I don't believe that. That's what you do. And that's why they get scared. Now, here's the kicker. They are going to test you. They're going to test your vibration and they're going to test your frequency because you have waken up. So you're going to get tested by people. You even get tested by our own conscious, our higher conscious gene mother. You get tested by your higher self. You get tested by the universe and you get tested by our sun brother. But you also get tested in this metaverse. You get tested by mankind in the underground race. You get tested by this system. And if you pass, they don't mess with you. It will take them a while. They may not come back around till like a month later, weeks later, years later. They'll test you again, but they're not going to test you consistently. They only test consistently conscious levels 1 and 2. But if you are firmly at a conscious level 3 and you're firmly at a conscious level 4, they don't mess with you. They don't. They leave you alone because they are scared of your frequency. They're scared of your vibration. They know you know who you are. So if we all carbonated people, especially the unvaselined carbonated people and, the untune-ups of carbonated people, if we all came together collectively, we will shock this whole entire metaverse. We will put shockwaves in this metaverse. That's what we'll do. We'll send shockwaves, and it's going to scare everybody. But guess what? The fact that we weren't able to do that because we have abused our free will and willpower, we have abused it. We have allowed ourselves to be programmed for so long collectively, and only a selective amount of people have waken up. We're all going through this. So guess what? Now the UVA radiation and our sun brother, he is sending shock waves now. See, we're supposed to be sending shock waves collectively. Carbonated children, sun children, we're supposed to do that collectively. But our sun brothers say, you know what? I'm going to do it. And the ones who have consciously waken up, y'all going to do it too. Now we're all sticking together. Conscious waking people, conscious carbonated waking people, even mankind has waken up. Even some of the hybrid race has waken up. They have waken up too, because they realize that they have animal DNA in them. They realize that carbonated people, the so-called black people, we really are the truth. We have the power. We always have. White people, Asians, Arabs, Italians, all these different nationalities, Mexicans, Hispanics, Latinos, they're waking up and realizing, wait a minute, the so-called black people, they really are the truth. Some of y'all own mankind is waking up. So this whole entire planet is going through a rebirth pains. We're going through rebirth pains because our bodies are going back to originality. We're going back to being original. Our red blood cells, we're going back to original. We're about to have our strong DNA, RNA, and we're going to have our ghost DEA. So carbonated women, y'all going back to asexual, and y'all going back to damn near perfect. If not, y'all are going to be perfect because we're going back to the original days. And in carbonated men, we are going back to being perfect too. And what we're also going back to, we're going back to be strong, to be infinitely healthy, infinitely. We're going back to aging in reverse. There's no such thing as 80 years old, 100 years old. If this planet is 93 million miles, 93, I don't know how old this planet is, because remember, they tell you the half truth and they replace the truth with a lie. We're older than this earth, okay? We are the original everything. So I want y'all to know that. Even this planet is older. Mankind, underground race, come on now. Y'all are aging ahead. See? Original carbonated people, we are aging in reverse. Mankind, underground race, and the underground race, and the hybrid race, okay? Y'all are aging ahead. That means y'all are aging older. We are aging younger. So I just wanted to share that with y'all real quick. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to share that with y'all. My higher self put in work. You know, my higher self shared a lot with y'all. And I appreciate you, higher self. I appreciate you too. I appreciate, value, and I love you so much, my higher self. I love my highest conscious gene mother. I love my higher self. I love Mother Universe, and I love our sun brother. I value, appreciate, and love y'all. And I can't wait for this power to go out because we are the lightness during the worldwide power outage. I cannot wait for the worldwide power outage. I can't wait because that's when I'm going to really activate my third strand of DEA, and we are going to take back what's ours. And that's our planet, our earth, one of our plantations, our earth. We're going to take back our DNA, RNA, and our DEA. We're going to get back together as carbonated sun children. We're getting back together. We're going to be with we're going to be with nature. We're going to be with the trees, the wildlife, the plants, the leaves, the soil. We're going to be able to go back to original days where we don't have to wear shoes. We don't have to wear clothes. You know, we are literally butt naked, but we're not looking at each other in a sinful way. Like they call it sinful. We're going to call it in an unconscious way. We're not looking at each other in an unconscious way. We don't see that you have a booty. We don't see that you have breasts. We don't see that. We just see beautiful reflections. Beautiful reflections. That's all we see, because we don't have an ounce, a lick of ounce of unconscious in our blood anymore, because we're not tainted. We have taken back who we truly are, and we are the original cosmos. That's us. We're multi-galactic carbonated sun children. That is us, regardless of what they have ever told you. And this summer marks the great separation. This winter marks a dark winter. It has to get ugly out here before it gets pretty again. So ask yourself one more time. Are you ready? The original unique mind. Am I ready? I am as ready as I can be. My higher self, my most highest conscious gene mother, Mother Universe, and my son brother. I am as ready as I can be. This is the ultimate galactic test. Once the power goes out, every man, woman, and child, carbonated hybrid race, mankind, and the underground race, we are all for ourselves. So you better rack up and get on the same conscious level with your same species, your reflections. Get on board, because we are about to take over. It's your boy, the original unique mind. Comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell on the side, and click all. Gone.